Hi guys, thanks for tuning in again. This week we've got a huge question for Jesus. He poses us with a massive question. And every now and again we have massive choices to make, don't we? And this week I've got a big one for you. Would you rather be attacked by a horse-sized duck or 10 duck-sized horses? It's a big one. We've got to make that decision. Do we want to have a big threatening duck attack us, or those tiny little hooves? But there's 40 of them. There's 10 horses there, but they're just small ones, just like kicking you in the shin. And there's all sorts of choices like that and challenges you can do on Facebook, aren't they? Like if you're on a desert island, okay, desert island, and you can only take one music album with you, which one would it be? It's really tricky, isn't it? Because you're having to decide, like, what do I want more? I would go with I'd go with my Cat Empire CD. This is called Live on Earth. It's awesome. It's so good to dance to. It's brilliant. But if I choose this one, then it means I can't take my Coldplay Parachutes album. Like, that's horrible. And you're on a desert island, and you can only take one film with you. I reckon if I was on a desert island, I'd need a bit of a pick-me-up, wouldn't I? So I'm going to take with me my Back to the Future DVD. This one's a trilogy, so I'm going to take all 3. Yes. But if I can only take my Back to the Future trilogy, then I can't take my Dark Knight DVD. And even if I choose that one, then it means that I can't take Hercules. Like, why? Don't make me choose. Life is full of all of these questions. Like, what do you want more? This or this? What do you want to achieve? This or this? What means most to you? This or this? And underpinning that question is that choice. You can have something, but you have to give something else up. So I can take Back to the Future, but I'd have to give up my Dark Knight. And those are really hard choices to make, particularly when they mean more than just some DVDs. So when you're taking GCSE, so you're doing your GCSE options, you can take this subject, but then you won't be able to do this subject. When you get to A level, you're doing the same thing. Like, what do you want to focus on? So you can take all the sciences, but then you have to give up those arts ones. What are you going to do? What is going to define you as a person? What path are you going to take? Now, the thing is, when you're choosing those items, the thing that you're saying is, this means so much to me that I'm willing to give up the rest of all of those things. So Back to the Future is so important to me that I'm going to give up all the rest of my DVD collection. This is the one that means the most to me. Now, in Matthew chapter 16, Jesus says something fairly similar. He says his own would you rather question. You have to choose one or the other. You can't have both. Right? Jesus says you can either have this world as it is right now, or you can have Jesus' kingdom, which is coming, and you can have that. But you have to have that later. And you can't have both. That's a really difficult decision, isn't it? Because we've got the things that we've got now, and we like the things that we've got now. And the things that are coming later are a bit, we don't really like to think about stuff that comes later. We'd much rather have the things that we've got, you know. So what we have to do is we have to look at those two different things, and we have to go, okay, well, which is it going to be? Which one means more to me? Which is better? So let's have a look, shall we? We'll weigh them up against each other. Okay. So in 2020, let's have a look at the world as it is today, and we'll try and see, is this the best that there could possibly be? Is there anything wrong with this world as it is? Do you think? Okay. In 2020, we've had forest fires in Australia, in California. We've had a plague of locusts in Africa, from East Africa all the way down to South Africa. We've had climate disaster. We've got multiple dictators leading big countries around the globe. We've got riots happening in America and in India. We've got floods happening in Indonesia. There's been earthquakes in Turkey. There's been plane crashes, helicopter crashes. There's been racism endemic across the globe. There's been a climate disaster across the globe with our planet. And to top it all off, we've had a global pandemic where thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people have died. That's the world that we try and hang on to. Is this the best world that there can be? Is there anything wrong with this world that you would change? I don't think I need you to answer that question, because there's so many things wrong with this world, and that's just on a global scale. On a personal scale, you will know people who have hurt you, who've lied to you, who have left you, who let you down. And on the flip side, you know yourself that you have let people down, you've hurt people, you've lied to people. Every single turn you take, this world lets you down. But Jesus gives you the choice. He doesn't say that this world is all there is. Some people say that. Some people say there is no God and this world is the best that we can hope for. That is hopeless. That's an awful thing to believe. If you believe this world is all there is, then there's no hope for any of us, because this world sucks. It's broken, it's damaged. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for you, it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough for the God who made it. But Jesus gives us a choice. We can either hang on to this world now for as long as we survive, and then when we pass away, we have to give it up. Can't hang on to it. Or we can say, actually, this world isn't right. I'm going to look forward to when Jesus comes back, because in the Bible it tells us about what that world is going to be like. It tells us what the world is going to be when Jesus comes back. In Revelation 21, it says that, behold, I am making everything new. I am renewing everything. So all of those things that are wrong with the world will be made right. All of those floods, those disasters, the earthquakes, the aeroplane crashes, the global pandemics, the racism, the dictatorships, all of those things will be done away with, never to be seen again. Revelation 21 says he will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or sorrow, or crying, or pain. All of these things are gone forever. Jesus comes back and he wipes out everything wrong with the world. And if you're following Revelation 21, it tells you why those things can't exist anymore, because God is home now amongst his people. God comes home. He comes to live with us here. And God is here. And all of those things are wiped away. But it does come at a cost. Now Jesus says in Matthew 16 that everyone needs to take up their cross and follow him. So as I was saying before, we need to choose one or the other, and it means you have to leave the other one behind. And he gives us a really, really helpful image of what that means. So into the world, right since the beginning, since Adam and Eve, God has told men and women to get married. He said, okay, I want you to look around the whole world and choose one person. You get one person, one choice, and that's your person. You commit yourself to that person, and everyone else, put everyone else to the side. That one person that you think is the best person in the whole world for you, and commit yourselves to them for life. There's a big pressure on choosing the right person, isn't it? But that's what God calls us to. And he says, that's the level of commitment that I want from you. God says, I want you to choose me over everything else in the world. I want you to choose me. And I want you to commit yourself to me, and then I will be yours forever. And then again, God reinforces this in Revelation 21 again, because he says that God's people come down out of the sky like a bride. So it's that marriage thing coming through again. God's people have chosen God over everything else, set aside everything else that gets in the way, and focus on their relationship with God. That's what God wants. So the choice is yours. Do you want the world as it is now, following TikTok followers, clambering after as much money as possible, in a world that is literally falling apart in front of our eyes? Or do we trust God that he is coming and Jesus will wipe away every tear, every pain, every bit of suffering from the world and make it new like he built it, and have that live there with God for eternity? It's your choice. Cool. Thanks very much, guys. Have a really nice week. I'll see you very soon. All right. See you later. Bye.